And start.
Oh, welcome to Less Than 3. I got it this time. We're gonna be talking about Bloodborne
And playing it
for Halloween because it's spooky. Don't press start. All right, so where are you even at?
Does the start button even work? It doesn't even work. You have to press X.
That's shitty.
It's some next level.
Where are you? What are you doing? Tell everybody what the fuck is going on.
I'm going through Old Yarnum right now.
As a monster.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I have the beast's embrace. Got my beast claws.
Alright, so this game is fucking amazing.
I'm just gonna play the game and you talk. I wanna play the game and you talk.
No, yeah, this game is beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's good. It's a From Software. From Software is Bay. I'm gonna go kill myself after saying that. No, but they make really fucking good games. And this is like the one game I always come back to.
Yeah.
Like, I can just pick this up and play it whenever, and it makes me happy.
And every time I see you play it, it just makes me want to play it.
So yeah, Bloodborne is amazing.
Oh.
It's the best. It's the greatest. It's life. It's sadness.
And it's like gothic, and I love gothic horror because I love like the incredibly dark palettes. I love the high ceilings. Very big fan of high ceilings, and not these fucking things.
Well, I feel like
I love how like when you turn your back, they don't run away from the light.
I feel like when it comes to these types of games, or even these settings in general, there's a lot of love for the whole dark, gloomy atmosphere.
That's the thing. I don't care.
And it's sometimes reciprocated. I don't know. Like, I can't really think of a lot of gothic horror video games. And the only ones that come to mind...
I didn't know the aggro range was this far! Balls! Good thing I wasn't paying attention. I was like, oh, I'm comfortable. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Asshole.
I know, I can't... Can you really think of any gothic horror video games that are, like, come to mind immediately?
Like, excluding vampire games?
See, that's the first thing that goes to mind. Like, I think of, like, Castlevania or even, like... Dark... What is that fucking game? With the vampire cowboys. Not Dark
Watch.
Dark Watch, that's it.
Well, that was Western.
Yeah, it was Western. I know, it's just vampires. And that's like, my brain creates these tangents.
Speaking of squid.
Yeah, speaking of squids, Cthulhu's in this game. Spoilers.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just Cthulhu.
I love that fucking... This is why we couldn't start from the beginning, because both of my favorite weapons require a lot of effort to get.
Well, you better not die.
No, we're not dying this time. I'm getting into the groove. And also my tertiary weapon, which is the beast cutter. That is my tertiary weapon.
Tertiary? Like your tushy?
No.
Like you spank with it?
Nope.
What is...
Primary, secondary, tertiary. I'm sure you...
So it's a Turkish weapon.
Okay. I can't tell if you're stupid, or you're being a dick, or both, and I'm gonna die. That was your fault. That was your fault.
I don't think that was my fault. I think you just suck.
I don't though.
How many times have you beat the game?
Twice.
Get good. So earlier we were talking about DLC for this, and just DLC in general. And you were saying how like DLC games kind of like have a... Or DLC games. DLC in general has a stigma against it because, you know, you've got companies and their microtransactions and the incredible things that they do to squeeze money out of players.
Yeah, they just rip out chunks of game and sell it to you back.
Yeah. It's not unethical at all.
It's silly. But, like, the problem is that people... When someone loves something, they're willing to, like, pay more for it if they have to be playing more of the game. So it's very exploitative and very manipulative.
Yeah.
But the problem is, the DLC, like in this game, the DLC is extremely spot on. I welcomed it. Actually, my all-time favorite weapon in the game, which is the boom hammer, comes from the DLC.
You get a lot of really cool weapons from the DLC.
You get my tertiary weapon too. You get the fucking the beast cutter from the DLC as well.
Yeah, you get the Turkish weapon, the beast cutter. And you also get Whirligig Saw, you get the Cost Parasite and the Milkweed Rune. You get the Beast Rune in general, which makes the Beast Claws better.
Right. Because their combo was very bland before you got the beast ring, which is why I look all freaking scary as shit, is because I have a rune now that changes my physical appearance and changes my combos.
You can't wear hats.
I don't care.
Fucking hats, man.
No, I actually like. That's
this
why
is
I love
fashion
this outfit.
born.
Well, that's the thing. Like, that's why I love my outfit so much, is because the tattered robes look amazing with like my creepy beast flesh fur stuff. So like, I love that you just stun lock people. So like, it all kind of flows together and it all looks very beastly. Like, it's got the tatters, and when it gets blood on it, looks like a beast clawed your back, and then you are a beast. Theming. Let's talk about theming.
Yeah, no, the fucking the gothic into the Lovecraft is really nice. You having fun?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hand claw. It's hand claw. Well, when I said theming, I meant more so not like Lovecraftian and that kind of stuff. I mean more like when you have something involving, how do I even describe it? Like, you follow a centralized idea, and yeah, like Cthulhu's in there, but I mean just more like how the game plays. When you like, for example, this game is about like beasts, and so beasts are very aggressive. So in the game, they encourage aggression. So it fits the theme of like beasts, like very, very, very carnal, primal instincts of just kill / murder, that kind of stuff. That guy has my blood echoes. I totally forgot, and it's not worth it because fuck this part. So
you got 50,000 right now. Yeah, this is New Game Plus.
Yeah, it's New Game Plus. Like I couldn't start the game over because I had to start the game over with my weapons, or else I wouldn't be happy. So New Game Plus is necessary. Are you having fun on the shop, dude?
Does the cranberry juice do anything?
Oh yeah, no, it's getting me there. Thank you.
Anyway, this game encourages aggression, which follows the themes, hunts, and blood. Because blood, when you see blood, it gets your adrenaline pumping. Like warriors, they thirst for blood because it gets their glory going, and I don't know, you can take whatever that from you want, and it makes them feel much more powerful. And so, blood, adrenaline, aggression, like these things all are woven into the story, the environment, but also the combat. And that's more what I mean about theming, because it embraces it to its function.
Yeah.
And that's what's gorgeous about it. Which is another reason why I love these, because these are like one of the most aggressive weapons in the game, and I feel and look like a beast, like I belong in this universe. So
I gotta say too, like after playing this and then going right back to Dark Souls 3.
I have my torch out! That might have been a good parry if I didn't do that. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's fucking...
Okay, we got him. Put my torch away, then shoot him.
I don't know, it just... I do really enjoy the more aggressive nature of the game. Like, you don't feel like you're constantly, like, cowering. Like, I don't know, playing defensively for me, like, it's not a strategy I'm horribly fond of. Like, being able to fucking dash around like Vampire Hunter D is just...
Right, like, look at how much stamina that drained for one dash. Like, I can hit this button for a long time, and if I don't attack, I can just run around in circles. There's plenty of stamina to be had.
And the regeneration on it is...
Yeah.
That's without any bonuses, I'm guessing? Like, you don't have the Hunter's Rune on, do you?
I don't think so. I think I use gaining health from visceral attacks. That's literally all I remember, to be honest with you, because that's like the one that I notice the most readily, because visceral attacks are awesome, and I just love them. Because you fucking shove your hand into their face and like rip out the side. Like, I would so much rather shove my hand in a monster's mouth and like rip out its tonsils than shove my weapon in its face. Like, they're both epic, but just something about...
Has a very kung fu feel to it.
So I'm gorgeously coated in blood. This is just incredibly attractive. Like even like my hair fur stuff, there's like some glimmers of blood. Let's get the light here.
There's no light in this game.
There's like, so you can see like some
dark.
red tips, and like I love how the hair doesn't really like, it's not natural as much because it stands up, but I like that.
Yeah, like everybody loves Dragon Ball Z. What?
But so right now the beasts are weak to fire, and they're also weak to serrated edges.
Yeah.
So this is a serrated edge weapon, and that is fire paper. So right now I'm doing basically the maximum damage I can do to this boss. Plus, This has the incredible amount of damage but lower durability blood gem on it. So this thing does an absurd amount of damage comparably.
Its stats are poop, though.
It is.
It doesn't scale very well.
Yeah, this weapon is more about what it does and how much damage it does, which is why I have to compensate by attaching a bunch of overpowered shit to it to make it much more useful.
That makes sense.
I fucking
See, I can't use the pistol, man. And that's another thing I like. The parrying in this game, I don't know. It
feels like it's much more welcome. Like Dark Souls is like, you can parry. Or,
if you could pull it off.
Yeah, then you're pretty dope.
You could parry.
Like, you don't parry, you die.
Yeah, no. Learning to parry is a really, really useful mechanic that they've added in, especially since you can't block.
Yep. And this is one of the few beasts, like, because there are two basic, oh my god, how would you describe it? Types of bosses. There's beasts, and then there's hunters. So, yeah, blunderbuss. Like, that's another thing about this game is, like, the timing. So, the blunderbuss is a little bit slower on its, like,
its initial shot.
The raising of your gun is a little, the draw, there you go, is a little bit slower, but it covers a wider distance, whereas this one's a little bit faster and it covers a longer distance. But my problem is that I'm so used to the speed of this that I can't use the blunderbuss.
See, I can't stand the if it doesn't have the spread, like, it
right.
pisses me off because, like, if I miss with that pistol at point blank range, I'm throwing my controller.
Right, and I totally
irritates
understand.
me.
And that's why I've considered using the blunderbuss, but every time I try, it's basically relearning the entire game from the ground up, and I would just rather not do that. That's just me and my own personal preference. I'm not saying that's the right way to do it, because it's probably not, actually, but it's how
there you go. See,
yeah,
like, because I've tried using the pistol, and the boss that actually made me quit using the pistol because I didn't know that they patched him was Logan, or Logarius. Because he gets a bullet shield now.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that. I didn't know what triggered the bullet shield. I had never seen it until, like, my 6th playthrough of the game.
People who are against transgenders, that's what triggers them.
What the fuck?
What?
Triggered? Did trigger the shield? Do you get... I mean, you had a really bad joke. I had to get mine in there, too. He was in the wall. He was in the wall. Alright, well, Nathan's reeling from that comment. Yeah, you got a shield. Oh my god, that was sick. Regain some health. So efficient.
And so that bullet shield
Right.
makes him unparryable for the time being, or for the rest of the fight. And watching my bullets, like, whiz around it at point blank range was like this tipping point where I was like, fuck pistols. I can't
What isn't
do
that
this.
for? It's that the blunderbuss doesn't.
No, it does it with the blunderbuss too. I just didn't
Oh, it's just fucking.
realize it at the time. Like, I thought, like, when I was shooting, because my bullets were just going straight up, I thought I was just missing horribly at point blank. I'm like, my character's an idiot.
What are you fucking doing?
He's barfing. Yeah.
Oh, he didn't. Oh shit.
He has his barfy attack. There you go. Yeah, he's gonna fucking go in on you. You gotta get your chain mode up so you can fire those serrated saws
Just
off.
so slow. I use serrated for like CC. Oh my god! Fuck! You're not killing me, fucking douche. This is where the boss fight gets obnoxious. This final form where they're being in his presence.
Yeah, poisons you. And then, like, one hit, well, over half your poison them. Damn.
The third phase of this boss is the only hard part.
You know, I think
I was also being kind of a pussy and backing out. I should have stood my ground.
I think that because this game is decently fair, but when it comes to, like, optional bosses, like, they don't pull punches very often.
Even optional areas with the chain gun mixed with fighting a hunter, mixed with fighting all the little beasts in that main area.
Yeah, it's just,
no,
it's pretty dirty.
No,
and, like, it encourages you to run the hell away. But then there are some points, like, even in a Chalice dungeon where it's pretty early on too. I think it's in one of the earlier Thumerians. I think it's like Central Thumerian.
I don't remember.
You lift up the door and immediately get punched in the face by a fucking zombie.
Oh, I remember.
And
that.
yeah, and it's just like
What?
it just clicks in the back of your head like, this isn't fair. And the game is letting you know, hey, this isn't gonna be fair.
Because
like, we're gonna fuck with you.
Right. because this is optional, we can do whatever we want.
It's like you have asked for this.
Right.
You have
Just
brought
like in
this
Dark
upon
Souls.
yourself.
Like Dark Souls 3 when you fight the nameless king on his dragon thing.
God.
You fight 2 bosses at once. And not at once. You fight 2 bosses in a row. And because it's optional, you can fuck yourself. They don't give a fuck.
He is pretty nasty, too.
But that's like, I like that, though. Because if you think about it, like, you want the story to be... Not overly, because this game is not the most accessible game ever because it's challenging, and I appreciate that. But at the same time, you gotta give people some kind of way to like feel like they can beat the game. Whereas that boss, if that was part of the main story, I'd put the game down for a week or so until I came back.
Yeah, and like even when we first started playing, and like you'd come across something like Parl, like at a low level, like not really understanding like the mechanics of the fight, like that boss will fuck you up in like 3 shots.
That's the boss that I think that's the boss I died the most on in this game, was my first run through Parl.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was the one I died.
Watching you play that hurt my soul.
So fucking frustrating.
It was dirty.
But then the second playthrough, I ran through the game with Ludwig's Holy Blade, and I completely wrecked him on my first try.
Yeah.
But that's because Ludwig's Holy Blade has the up, like you can hit him. It has range upwards.
Mm-hmm.
So, because before I used, the main weapon I used was, I think I played through almost the entire game with the saw cleaver. I might have switched it up at some point, but I played it with the saw cleaver, which has no upward. The only upward attack you have is like your charge attack, but he moves so fast, you can't charge attack him in the gut and expect to hit him. It's not going to happen. So he completely wrecked me for just 10,500 times. Fuck you.
I know that because I was doing a lot of the other chalices that I didn't need to do and didn't know I didn't need to do them at the time. So there's the... Yeah. There's the... I was looking at the forums the other day of like what people thought the hardest boss was, or the most overpowered boss was in Dark Souls, Bloodborne. And without question, like, some people said like the Watchdog in the Cursed Defiled dungeon.
Well, it's only because you're cursed, but yeah.
But the Lauren Dark Beast, which is Parl in the Cursed dungeon.
I have not got one.
Oh, because you don't have to. It's another dungeon, and I fought him. And that was the boss that made me break my gaming chair. Like I picked it up and I smashed it, and that when I finally beat him, I felt nothing.
Yeah, right. Without even an accomplishment.
Yeah, no, I just felt dead inside. And then, to top everything off, I immediately found out after the fact, like immediately after beating the boss, found out he was optional. Like I didn't have to go down that way to get to the queen.
How do you even cope with that kind of?
Oh, I repressed the shit out of it. I don't remember that pain. I just sort of remember. It's like recounting like the Holocaust and Anne Frank. Like it's just something that happened. Like if I make it real to me, I'll start crying.
Yeah, just don't think about it.
Yeah, you don't do that. It's bad. It's fucking bad, dude.
I can't even. Yeah, dude. I never fought that. I have a hard time beating just the dog in the cursed dungeon. So Parl, again, but way harder. I can't even fathom how you felt it.
Oh yeah, because he'll chain lock you, and if he kills you in 2 hits, like that's game.
Did I watch you do that in any way? I'm not so sure I did.
No, because I beat him when no one was there. Because I remember freaking out. I think I broke the chair the second time after I put it together. And I was like, "Fuck you! Fuck you, Parl!"
I got really greedy and it almost killed me. All right, let's all take a moment of silence.
You got this. There you go. Oh!
Are you fucking serious?
Why did you trot up to him?
I thought I was in the fucking. Oh! If I didn't transform my weapon, he would have killed me.
Damn.
Oh my god.
Good
antidote,
shit.
antidote. Alright.
Good stuff.
So half paying attention is the way to go. Because that whole fight I was like 3/4 half paying attention. And I wrecked him. And then when I started paying attention, it all went downhill. I don't need to heal. Why am I doing that? I'm going home.
There are antidotes behind that altar, too.
It's just like a... You can get them during the fight, too.
Yeah.
Which I thought
just in
neat.
case, because you run out, because chances are you will.
Right.
Just fuck this place. Fuck this fight.
Yeah, I'm on New Game Plus, so I have like 50-something antidotes, because I've A, bought a lot, and B, have just found a lot. So, yeah. But my first time playing through this game, I think I beat him on my 3rd try, but you best believe it was because I was like, I'm poisoned. Oh god, run, antidote. Alright, back in the fight. Oh god, poison, run, antidote. Like, that's how I did the whole fight. And I was like, no, it's taking forever. It took forever.
See, and the worst part is, too, like, a lot of the bosses people had trouble on, my first playthrough, I breezed through. Gascoigne, I beat him on my first try. I beat Parl on my second try.
Nice.
I beat the Bloodstarved Beast on my first try. I actually died of the Cleric Beast more than most of my friends did on their first try. Like, he killed me. He killed me 3 times, and then we went to Gascoigne, and every person I talked to was like, "Yeah, dude, he's killed me like 10 times at least." I'm like, "Really? I beat him on my first try."
Because I think you could because
I practiced my parrying.
Exactly, because I beat the Cleric Beast on my first playthrough on my first try. Like, I wrecked that boss, but you don't need parrying to beat that boss. It's a much more dodging and precise attacks, whereas you practiced your parrying right off the rip, so then you just parry Gascoigne, stab, he stands up, parry, stab, and you just had him, he was your bitch. I watched you do it, he's like, yeah, you're my bitch. Yeah, you're my bitch.
Yeah, no,
you're my bitch.
He didn't have much to say after that.
Not at all.
He's a tough boss though. Like when you don't just commit to that sort of like timing, he is a pain in the ass.
That's why like you get the music box. Like the music box is a way of saying, okay, the Cleric Beast was the first boss. He could technically be the second boss.
Right.
Was the first boss, but the second boss that we intended you to fight second, it's a little hard. So we're gonna give this music box. By encouraging exploration, not only do you get, more blood echoes and upgrade your character, but
you make the fight easier.
You can make the fight easier. And honestly, ever since I got the music box, it's just clockwork. I'm like, okay, you're dead. Like, I don't die on him anymore because it's just music box, kill him, music box, kill him, music box, kill him. Which I don't feel bad for because I am not the best parrier in the game. Like, with that fight, I made it look easy when I parried him a couple of times, but most of the time with fighting hunters, I have a hard time parrying because their frames are there's a lot less of them.
Yeah, they're pretty short.
So I have a hard time parrying hunter bosses. Like Maria, I didn't parry her once.
Oh my God.
Not one time. I was just
I have to fight Maria tonight.
Yeah. Alright, so
I don't want to do it.
Bloodstarved Beast. I beat the Bloodstarved Beast, all of the hunters available to me.
Parl.
No, I'm circumventing Parl.
He's not that bad now that you have like a weapon that can like crush him.
Right, of course. Like I'll probably end up using the boom hand, which I've never fought him with the boom hand.
You probably knock him out, really. Because I actually, when you're of level, I actually beat him with the Blades of Mercy on the first try.
Holy shit!
Yeah, no,
wow.
like once you understand the fight and you understand like that you have to be more aggressive than he is.
Straight up under his tummy the whole fight.
In his face too, like as he's charging the electric attack, if you just go fucking crazy on his head, he'll fall out of that, and then once he falls down, you just make him pancakes. That's what you do.
Good shit. Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing too. Like, that's another thing about like beasts versus hunter fights. Beast fights are much more. They encourage aggression even more than the game already encourages aggression. Because like you saw at the beginning of that fight when I was fighting the Bloodstarved Beast, during the first half of the fight, I was just dodge, and just staying in his face. You do that shit with Gascoigne, he'll just parry you.
Yeah.
And, like, you'll just get fucked. So, like, that's another big difference between the hunters and beasts. And even in the DLC, they keep the exact same motif. And the reason, like we talked about this yesterday, I think, the reason why the end boss of the DLC is so hard is because it's both mixed together.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's such an interesting fight, but it's also why it's so hard. Because you can't just pure aggression, and you can't just pure little bit of patience with some parrying thrown in. Like, you need both. So you fucking mastered this game.
Orphan of Cost, man. It's just a great time, really.
And that's
just
a really
fun.
And that's the thing, like, one of the things I mentioned is, like, most of the weapons, save for the Beast Hunter or for the Beast Cutter, which Beast Hunter saves a different weapon. Save for the Beast Cutter, my primary method of killing people is just pure domination. So, like, this attack staggers 85% of the enemies in this game, save for the ones that are this, because they don't stagger them that often. But that attack will either knock everybody over or put them down to the, like, you smash them into the ground and then you wreck them. The Beast Claws you attack them so quickly, they just get stuck in their animation, so they can't attack you back.
Gotcha.
So it's all about the dominance, and that's how I like to play this game. It's like I'm so aggressive; it's more of a crushing thing, and so that's how I like to play. Which is why beast fights for me are easier, because I can be more aggressive than you. Well, with you, your parrying is so fucking on point. You're better at fighting hunters, which is good.
It's kind of true because I beat the orphan.
You
like
way faster than me.
Yeah, I beat Gascoigne on my first try.
Yeah.
I beat the killing the Canor's Crow was a bitch, but I did that.
Yeah. I think the best thing about this game is like there is a dance, there is a rhythm. There you could even argue that there's like a metronome you can follow with this game. And every enemy, once you memorize their move patterns, but it's much more about memorizing like their like beats. Like you can kind of like almost metronome how they move and how they attack. And it sounds really weird, but the truth is, like, if you're watching the enemy, you can find holes by counting the seconds before each of their attacks.
Yeah.
So like attack 1 2, attack 1 2 3. And you can, once you get into that rhythm, you can just annihilate everybody.
And you got, like, also once you figure out, like, what triggers certain attacks, like your character being a certain distance, after your character does a certain thing, like, Gascoigne is probably the most prevalent in his AI, where if you shoot him before he's ready for a parryable state, he'll dash and then shoot back.
Yep.
And that's something that he will do pretty much 100% of the time, until he turns into a peaceful, obviously.
Right, and then they go, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Let's do this fun attack real quick. Yeah. Closing distance. We're
That's
gonna
another story.
showcase how awesome these claws are aesthetically.
Wait, fuck
Dude,
these
go ahead,
guys.
do it. Alright, so now I have electric claws. We're going all the way. There we go. Look at how beautiful this is. Look at how fucking beautiful this is.
Don't let him grab you. He'll steal your insight.
I think I one-shot these guys with a boom hammer. Because the boom hammer is life.
See, they have, like...
But
never
this
really...
is so fucking badass looking. I love that.
Well, a lot of the Dark Beasts do command Bolt.
It's
Like
true.
Carl and the fuckers in the Nightmares. I can't remember what I was gonna say. I don't know.
But anyway, I know, like, when we were thinking about, like, the difference between Dark Souls and Bloodborne, and why we chose Bloodborne for this video more, is because Bloodborne...
It fit the Halloween theme!
It did. And plus, personally, I like Bloodborne more than all of the Dark Souls games, including 1. And like I said, it just more fits my personality, how I like to play games, because my style of gaming is, like, aggressive and usually speed-based. Like Devil May Cry, like... Yeah, I just have, like, a yearning for games like that. And Bloodborne just hits that mark perfectly. Plus, I am the biggest sucker for gothic horror. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of H.P. Lovecraft. I'm not saying I'm not, but, like, I could take it or leave it. But the architecture and the style, like, your outfits and the way the weapons transform is, like, so, like, rough and rugged. It's like slamming the weapon to change it. Like, I just love the old school feel.
I mean, H.P. Lovecraft doesn't have to be set in gothic horror. Like, look at the last Lovecraft.
That's right. So true. So true.
Where little Kev was our main protagonist.
So is it? Why should I not do this?
No, you don't. You don't go to the room on your right.
Okay.
You don't do that. You just go here. You get the communion rune.
Yeah.
And then if you go at the front door, you get the Cainhur summons. And if you kill the alien, you get the Yosefka vial. I played this game way too much.
I don't think I need the Yosefka vial, to be honest with you. I don't like.
I mean, you could kill the fucking. Oh, that was Madman's knowledge. Oh, you might already have the rune then.
I already have the rune. Yeah, runes become Madman's knowledge, and workshop tools become Kinblood.
Oh, okay.
We talked about that too.
Yeah, that's right. We did.
Because that's another thing, kind of about theming too. Like, it makes sense how things that are trying to ascend to the Great Ones have Madman's knowledge, which are people who are trying to understand the power of the Great Ones, whereas hunters, who make the rune workshop, the hunter tool workshop, all the workshop shit are all about blood. Like it's theming.
They actually discuss that a lot in the Pale Blood Hunt by Redgrave.
That'd be really
where basically he talks about like how when the Bergenworth school kind of split, and
Yeah.
the Healing Church was formed. That one of them focused on Madman's knowledge, essentially, like human ascension through gaining knowledge, and like that you got like the ROM and the nightmares and shit, and then you've got the group of scholars that believed of human ascension through imbibing the old one's blood, and then that creates like the beast scourge and everything like that. And so it was really interesting how they managed to like kind of coincide their stories for kin and beasts, in addition to having like the school be a part of both of them,
which is dope. And then the church is kind of like the splinter group of that almost, where like they're trying to dip their toes into both, but in a very different way.
Which group?
The church.
The church is the one about blood.
Yeah. Wait. Okay. I'm sorry.
The church focuses on blood.
Yeah.
The original Bergenworth scholars focus on gaining eyes on the inside.
Yeah. And then there's the whole like the head shaking uncontrollably thing, which is why all the scholars have their heads in the giant mensis cage.
Oh god, yeah.
So like, because that was kind of, you find that out at the very beginning of the game on your way to the Grand Cathedral from killing Gascoigne. If you read the note, it says, "Seeking knowledge, my head shakes uncontrollably." I'm paraphrasing. That's basically what it says. And so that's why all the scholars wear those head cages, because their head shakes too much.
I never even like thought about that. Ew. It's terrible.
I know, right? I love it. I fucking love this game.
We're rolling up on about 53 minutes.
Alright, well, before I go, I at least want to fight my favorite boss.
Who are you gonna go through? Oh, you're...
The woods.
Alright.
These
We'll
guys.
have to pause.
Yeah, let's pause.
Go!
Okay, so I've timed myself. We have 4 minutes to beat this boss, and this is my favorite boss.
Let's do the thing.
So down, up, right, down.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we got 4 minutes. Here we go.
4 minutes. Let's do this.
Okay, if I pretty much don't kill him on my first try, we're done.
We only got 4 minutes to say the word.
Yes! Yes! 0 minutes left! We did it! Oh, yes! Woo! Boom! Oh! We're all present for this moment. Yes!
You having fun yet?
For real.
Enjoying yourselves?
Our
That's
teammates
good.
are so bad.
I'm glad I can entertain.